Toronto continues to lead the NBA in wins and have now won 8 of their last 10. Doug Smith has been covering these Raptors since the inception of the franchise. He joins us now. Hey, Pascal Siakam is the new exciting toy that they have there as far as his development. Hit the game winner against the Phoenix Suns. Tell us about how that built his confidence even more and the team having confidence in him.
I think, Chris, that's the point, is that now they have another option, they think, at the end of games, and it boosts the players' confidence in Pascal to say, hey, we're going to give you the ball, go make something happen. And he did. And it was the first time, I bet you it's the first time in his career at any level where they called a dribble play for him at the buzzer of a tie game. So the fact that he did it, I think, boosts his confidence, but I also think it gives guys like Kawhi Leonard, Kyle Lowry, Danny Green, another thought process at the end of close games, that we got another guy who can do something for us.
Hey, Doug, hi, this is Booz. How you doing?
Hey, Booz. Not bad, thanks.
I wanted to ask you, Toronto's been a terrific team all season long. Who do you think is their best competition to get to the NBA Finals, whether it's Philadelphia, Boston, Milwaukee? Who do you see being their toughest competition?
I still think Boston. I know they're scuffling a little bit right now, but they've been there before. Milwaukee the second place, well, by percentage points leading the Eastern Conference, and are very, very good. But Boston is that sort of time-tested group. Conference Finals last year without Kyrie and Gordon Hayward. Mm-hmm. They got them back. They just played, they always play Toronto great games. They had a great game up in Boston on Wednesday night. I think if you're looking at a matchup that the Raptors would probably not like to have, Boston as a proven winner with a bunch of veterans would probably be it.
Doug, I'm going to be a fan for a second, like I live in Toronto. So my question for you is to use the word the process. How do you think the process is going, making Kawhi Leonard happy? How does Masai Ujiri, from the front office down to the fan base, making Kawhi feel like this should be his new home for the rest of his career?
I think what the organization's doing is really simple. They're leaving him alone. Kawhi, here's the key to the gym. Come and shoot. Do whatever you want to do. The city's nice. Whatever you need, let us know. We'll take care of it. But there's no pressure. There's no all-out full-court press trying to kiss up to him every day. They're letting the team's success and the fact that here he's the guy and he can go about his business not anonymously, but relatively anonymously. And frankly, if you want to win for the next 3 or 4 years, I think the Eastern Conference and Toronto is where you might want to be. I don't know the Clippers are there, and I get that the Lakers might have some draw, but are they any closer to playing for a championship than Toronto is in the East? I don't think so.
Kawhi Leonard going to sit out tonight. We know he's rested the second night of back-to-backs all season, but they last played on Thursday night, so why is he sitting this one out?
We asked Nick Nurse that just an hour ago, Chris, before the game. He said just the medical people decided that tonight's another good night to rest. And, he did take off Thursday night after he played a lot of minutes in Boston on Wednesday. He had played the most minutes of the season in Washington in a double overtime game on Sunday. I think the cumulative effect is, okay, you know what, if we got to give up a game in January so we got him fresh in April, May, and June, that's okay. This is going to give him a break from, he played Wednesday night and then he'll play again until Tuesday, almost a week off. And I think that sort of cumulative rest on the leg is going to be good for him in the long run. And frankly, they operate pretty well without him.
Yeah, and I was going to take you right there, Doug, where I think it's a two-part thing where, one, let's keep our good relationship going and let him have an extra day off. But we've also learned that our second unit and other guys actually have played great basketball this season with him off the floor.
Oh, they've come a long way. Since early in the year, last year's second unit was outstanding, but it changed dramatically this year with Jonas Valanciunas added to it, OG Anunoby added to it when they moved, when they got Danny Green as a starter and Kawhi Leonard as a starter there. So it's taken a little while, but now that they've had a little bit of time to mesh, the team sees it. Their record without Kawhi, I think, is something like 8-2. It's really, really good. And their other guys are being able to step up and be asked to do things that maybe will pay off later on in the year.
Doug Smith, Toronto Star, appreciate your time. Thank you.
Good stuff, Doug.
My pleasure.
Thanks, Doug.
Anytime. All right, guys.
He mentioned something towards the end there, and it's Jonas Valanciunas, right? And that's a guy where he was incredible early in the year, and they're bringing him off the bench now. He's been a starter for them for years, and he's thrived in that role just as good as he was as a starter coming off the bench while he's been out. Then you look at what Kyle Lowry, who missed 10 games and is shooting just 32% from the floor since he's returned, yet they still have won 6 of their last 7. I mean, this is a team that it just seems like adversity, what is that?
Yeah, because once again, you bring in a star quality guy like Kawhi, and then you continue to build within. So Siakam's gotten better, DeLone Wright's gotten better, Van Fleet's gotten better, OG's gotten better. So, and CJ Miles hasn't even shot the ball well yet. So that's another guy that we know has, playoff pedigree that can shoot the basketball and help stretch the floor. And then you got a guy like Greg Monroe, nobody wanted, and now he stepped in when Valanciunas got hurt with the hand injury. So it lets you know they're very, very deep. But I think Nick Nurse has done an excellent job letting each guy know when someone goes down, here's your opportunity. Go out there and play. Don't play like you're playing to lose.
Yeah, they've been one of the deepest teams for the last couple seasons, and they continue to prove that now. Especially, you heard what Doug said. They're 8-2 even without Kawhi being out there, which is very impressive and hard to do. It's hard to have that kind of success when your star player's out.
All right, Kyle Lowry started the season hot from the field, leading the NBA in assists, and his shot has really been the thing that struggled. What are you seeing with his shooting? Is it his form? Is it his legs? What do you see as being a part of his struggle?
I think maybe some with the legs, but I thought Bulls, because we know he's one of those guys, with his conditioning, I thought he came back the season in pretty good condition.
Yeah.
I think it's a stretch in the season that things are not going well from a shooting standpoint, but his leadership and sharing the basketball, I think is still premium.
Yeah, Kyle's, he's a pro. He's a great pro. He does a great job of getting guys involved. He's still a pit bull out there. They still trust him, obviously. He's a very good defender, good playmaker, doesn't take any plays off. So whether we've seen this before in the playoffs too, where he's lost a little confidence in his jump shot, but he still played hard and played well. And obviously, they've had great success despite that. So as the season goes along, CJ starts shooting better, he starts shooting better. Team's going to be very good.
Certainly, we're seeing the evolution of the Toronto Raptors right in front of us as they're leading the NBA in wins. And there's an evolution of facial hair here. See, 0 here, a little bit there. Yeah. Boo's got the full beard, but then there is the bearded one. James Harden kind of dialed back on the dress code tonight, right? Yeah.
Put the jacket on.
And that to me is courtside certified. I think when they take it too far, I don't know
Can
about
he pull his pants down a little bit?
Ankle biters.
You got a man capri pants.
How you start, but how you finish. And the Indiana Pacers are amongst the best in the league in closing games in the fourth quarter. Recently, Raz Gold Onwude sat down with Victor Oladipo on how it's a full team effort to close out these games.
Victor Oladipo is just a fantastic basketball player.
He had a breakout year last year for the Pacers, and he looks great here in the season already.
Oladipo to the rim.
Shake him up, Vic.
Here's Oladipo, 3 seconds.
Race up.
Oladipo to win it.
Another one! Victor Oladipo, this is your city.
What have you found it takes to bear the responsibility of being the leader and the face of this franchise?
A lot goes into it, you know what I mean? And too much is given, much is required. And I've been hearing that for every day for the past year. It's been tough, man. You gotta know what to say and when to say it, but at the same time, you gotta listen. I think being a leader is something that you have to learn how to do. There are natural born leaders, but there's some aspects of leadership that are things that you have to continuously learn from the people you surround yourself with, from your teammates. For me, I'm learning that every day. I'm learning my teammates. I'm learning what they like, what they dislike, and just about their everyday life. And also with leadership comes sacrifice for yourself, sacrificing your time, and doing whatever it takes to help your team win. And that's what I'm locked in and focused on.
You have a pretty balanced roster, a number of guys scoring in double digits. Does that balance kind of take the pressure off a little?
In general, yeah. I mean, it's hard to guard us. You can double me, but I'm throwing it to Domas, and Domas is throwing it to whoever else is open. Or I'm throwing it to Miles, and Miles is throwing it to whoever else is open, or they're shooting their shot. So we got a lot of depth, and we got a lot of good players who can make things happen. But I never had a lot of pressure on me to begin with. So whether they double me or not, I don't feel any pressure. I just got to go out there and play.
Has your team earned respect yet? What is the respect you feel your team deserves right now?
I mean, being with them every day, I believe we earn a lot of respect. And we deserve a lot of respect, but I don't think guys give it to us, which is fine, you know. At the end of the day, everybody isn't going to respect you, no matter who you are, no matter what you do. Just focus on each other and continuing to get better. We know that we can play at a high level in this league. We know we can win at a high level in this league, and we just got to continue to keep proving it every day.
So Victor Oladipo and the Pacers, what you find most interesting about them is Last year when he missed some time, they were 0-7 without him. This year when he missed some time, they were 7-4. They've really taken a leap as a unit to being able to play with him and without him. Why is that?
Well, I think last year they learned from their opportunity in saying this year when it happens, we're going to take advantage of it. And also, Booz, you know this, I think Nate McMillan's done a good job building within. You know, Miles Turner's gotten better, Thaddeus getting better, Sabonis, each guy's gotten better from last year. So now he's saying, guys, when Oladipo's not on the floor, I need all you guys to continue to play aggressive. Corey Joseph comes off the bench, Darren Collison's had his stretches. So now as a team, I look at them, I say, all right, Oladipo goes down, no problem, Booz. Different guys step up and play better basketball.
Yeah, they're more complete this year. They're a deeper team than they were last year. I love what Sabonis does for that team off the bench. Miles Turner is always a threat. Obviously, Thaddeus Young has been a very good pro for his career. So he has a lot of great players, good players around him that can hold the fort down if he happens to fall down.
You mentioned those three guys, Thaddeus Young, Domantas Sabonis, and also Miles Turner. And, I mean, if you're talking about a front court, I know the three's a different position, but Bojan Bogdanovic.
Oh, he's playing great.
They have one of the better front court groups that kind of gets overlooked because they don't necessarily have a superstar in any of those positions. But when you look at them as a unit and their versatility, I mean, they have to be amongst one of the best in the league, right?
Yeah, that's a good point. I think they do get overlooked. Look at this team. They're third in the Eastern Conference. They're one of the top defensive teams, especially at home, holding teams to 42% shooting on their home court. They do a good job of keeping teams under 100 points on their home court as well. But those three guys have been playing terrific. And also, let's not overlook Collison. He's doing a great job at the point guard spot.
Yeah. No, to your question, Chris, when you look at each guy, their story matches where they are. Very similar where we looked at, I think, was Brooklyn, a lot of these guys, you looked at certain players and they kind of bounced around a little bit. That's very similar to Indiana where Oladipo and Sabonis were called, they kind of connected going from team to team. You're talking about Bogdanovic, he's kind of bounced around, was in Washington.
That's a good point.
So now all these guys have said, come together and say, you know what? Oladipo's earned to be the superstar and the all-star. Now let's step our games up to kind of help him out. And to Booz's point, I'm not shocked, but kind of happily surprised they've been at that 3 spot all season long. Not start there, fall off, come back. They've kind of been the mainstay.
And sometimes healthy competition within a team is good, right? When you think about bringing in a guy like Domantas Sabonis and Miles Turner, it's like, hey, we need more inspired play out of you. And it seems like with Sabonis there, we're getting a better version of Miles Turner.
Yeah, because he's a different skill set. You know, he can shoot the three a little bit. Actually, they're kind of similar when you think about it. But the good thing about it in practice, they can battle against each other, compete. So when you go out to the game should get you, the practice should get you prepared for the games. And when you're going against a guy like Sabonis going against a guy like Turner, every day in practice, they're ready when they go against the Philadelphias and they go against the Boston. So that's a good point.
And to that point, Chris, you can tell what's working because they play well together. That competitive spirit in practice doesn't make them not want to like each other, so to speak. It's bringing the best out of one another. Then when the game starts, they know how good they can be.
And for a guy like Victor Oladipo, who waited for his time to really have an all-NBA performance, right? And then he sees the team develop, kind of takes a step back in situations to allow the team to flourish. I mean, that's what you want out of your leader, right? To maybe sacrifice numbers sometimes, sacrifice a little efficiency, make sure you get the win.
If you can sacrifice for the bigger betterment of the team and you can stay in the third position, yes. And like he talked about the other day, he had to get used to that bullseye being on his back and getting double teamed every night. And as he continues to figure that out, how to pick the defense apart, they're only going to get better.
Indiana Pacers quietly remaining in the mix on top of the Eastern Conference standings, right there with the Raptors and, Indiana Pacers.
Indiana?
Staying there.
Staying there?
Milwaukee Bucks, right
Toronto?
there. All three of those teams.
Milwaukee?
Right there in the mix.
Okay. Shake them up, shake them up, shake them.